Hey, what's up, everybody? Fatty Matty here, and gonna go over some uh, software on the Sound Blaster side. This is the creative software. This isn't just exclusive to the GC7. This works for different devices. It'll tell you under settings what device is plugged into it, and you can check for updates and stuff like that. You can change the way the app looks from dark to light, blah blah blah. Nothing that anybody probably really cares about. I prefer the dark setting just because. So there's some things that I like about the app, and there's some things I do not like about the app. What I do like is having all of these different profiles right here on the sound mode. So you have custom, effects off, gaming, music, movies, um, adventure and action, Apex Legends. You have Arena of Valor, Battle Royale, Call of Duty series, Counter Strike, Cyberpunk, Death Stranding, Doom Eternal, Dota 2, Driving Simulation, Escape from Tarkov, Fortnite, FPS, Genshin Impact, League of Legends, Metal Gear Solid 5, MOBA games, Overwatch, Player Unknown Battlegrounds, Project Cars, Real Time Strategy, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rocket League, RPGs, Stadiums, Profile, The Witcher 3, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. As well as, like I said, you have just a full on, you can go into custom, and if you go into sound mode, you can change everything on it. So you can change the X-Fi mode, turn it on or off, and you can change the profiles in there. You can change battle mode settings, and you can turn it on or off, and you can do that only on the headphones if you're down here selected on headphones. So a lot of cool things. You can change the surround sound for each equalizer, so you can make your own specific custom EQ. They have a little bit more information on these. If you come out here and you go to Acoustic Engine, it tells you what each one of these does. Obviously, surround sound creates an unprecedented level of audio realism by producing virtual speakers around you. The crystallizer makes music sound as good as the artist originally intended by ensuring that every audio detail is heard. So playing with these different settings is going to get you a little bit different experience, and it's kind of one of those things where you just kind of want to play with it and see what works for you, what is best for your headset, and that type of stuff. You can turn on bass. Turning on the bass does add a little bit extra detail. They have a smart volume, so it'll automatically change depending on the level of your playback. And then they have a dialogue booster, which is kind of nice. That is pretty nice for certain games. I don't know if you can do it for speakers. Maybe if we go and you change it, yeah. So if you change this source down here, this is your source. So you have just output to headphones, just line out output, and then you have both headphone and line out, so you can adjust them both. But this one only works in headphone only mode. So, like I said, if you turn on the bass and you come out here, and I believe it's under playback, and then you click on the little three dots here on this, you can actually change the crossover frequency of your headphones. So my specific headphones go clear down to 10 hertz, and I did notice a big difference when I turn on bass and it goes, and I'd set that to 10. It sounds a lot clearer. It doesn't have a lot of cutout and stuff, because I think it was trying to do a rollover too soon or something. I don't know. You can also change the audio quality if you want, to a different quality here. I usually leave mine on 48,000 because I do use OBS, and OBS is quite particular in wanting just 48 hertz. So that's where I did that. You can change your headphones to do output into stereo 5.1 or 7.1, minor stereo. The surround sound will work better. You know, if you actually have a 5.1 setup, you would change it to 5.1 or 7.1. I don't know very many headsets that actually have 5 or 7 speakers in them, but there are a few out there that do. And then I don't know what you can do for line out and headphone jack. I don't think there's a lot you can do. For speakers line out, you can also change that as well. So you can change what type of setup you have. Because this does work as an amplifier and has a line out, you can go to soundbar or a big audio receiver or whatever. So in here, you also have switches for scout mode. Okay, that's automatically assigned to button C3. You have the acoustic engine like we already went over. This is pretty nice for changing things. You have a decoder option, right? So you can change it from normal, full, or night. So that's just going to change the dynamic range. I'd like to have mine on full. You have your equalizer that you can go in and change here. You have preamp, bass, treble, and then you have all your different hertz settings. So it's got a lot of customization, and for beginners, and especially the people like me, it's going to be overwhelming. For people who are really into audio, it's not going to be. You have your crystal voice, so this will change the way your microphone sounds. I don't mess with it yet. I haven't messed with it, so I just kind of leave it blank. And then you have the custom buttons, and this is where I get into the part where I don't like this app. So the biggest thing I have against this app and kind of the Sound Blaster GC7 itself is the fact that you have all these awesome presets here, right? All these different ones for different games and different types of games and stuff like that. Okay, originally I wanted to have button C1 set for 3 different equalizers, and then I wanted to have C2 set for, I would go here and then I would go, okay, I want this one set for let's see, music, and then I want this one set to gaming mode, and then I'll have this one set for RPG games, right? And then I was thinking, okay, cool. So now I'll have, wait, what? You see that? I just switched and they're the same on C1. But if I go click C1 and then C3, then back to C1, you see it says Adventure, Apex Legends, and Effects. But if I click straight onto C2, it says the same thing. And then if I go back to C3 and then back to 2, it's different again. Okay? It's not going to change, and you're not going to be able to have 6 different presets. You can see if I push the button, you'll see it change right here. Whoops. Where did my app go? My app just closed, apparently. That's cool. Not. Okay, if I push C1, went to gaming, RPG, and music. Okay, now if I push C2, it's gaming, RPG, and music. They both do the same equalizers. Okay, even though in here they are set to different settings, and now it changed them both back to the same. So that's just kind of how it works. I don't like it. I wish there was a sync button. I wish I could have more than one button set to different EQs already, but I can't. So I don't like that. Now I got to go back and change these. So I had it on Action Adventure. I had this set to Apex because I do play a lot of Apex, and then I have this one on Effects off because I like that. And then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to change this one to mic monitoring, even though I don't use mic monitoring. Someone commented saying that there was a little bit of lag in the mic monitoring and that throws them off. From my experience, that's kind of normal for mic monitoring because there is a delay between because what a DAC does is it converts an analog signal to a digital signal. So digital to analog. So that's what DAC stands for, digital to analog converter, right? So there's going to be a delay. Can you fix that in software? Not in creative software, at least not that I've been able to see. So mic monitoring, it's nice to be able to hear how loud you are and then turn it back off, and that's pretty much all I use it for. I pretty much have these set up just where they were. C3 is Scout. You can change each color of the buttons. So you can change this one to be green if you want, or whatever, and it'll change it to green, or just back to blue. Okay. And then C4 will actually toggle between the different outputs, so you can go from headphone to just speakers out to both by just pushing the button. And this is where I have a fault in the GC7 itself. When I push one of these buttons, they act as multifunction buttons, right? But when I push them, there is no indication of what mode or what it's switching to, right? So I have these three here, right? And it didn't save them for some reason. So that's the other thing I don't like. I want to be able to save these. I feel like it needs a sync button just to sync it to the device. That way it knows, hey, these are the ones he wants. Leave it at that. Call it a day, right? It doesn't do that. I'm just going to go back to gaming or action adventure. We'll do that. Okay, now if I go back, it should change it. I feel like pushing back is what actually makes it stay where you want it. And I've tried, coming here and then going back, still is the same. It only works one way. That was my wife, if you heard her cackling in the background there. She's watching a movie. So anyway, the other thing that's kind of nice with these is you can change the buttons to do different things. So you can have media control, play, pause, next track, previous track, navigation, so you can put in URLs and stuff, text and emojis for like your streams, or just a keystroke. So that's kind of cool. You can change them to whatever you want as far as that goes. But like I said, there's nothing, when I push the button, when I'm in the software, I can tell that I'm changing the gaming modes on it, because it'll switch right here. It'll say Apex, right? Then it'll switch to effects off, and then action and adventure, right? That's the only way I know. In when I have it hooked to my PS5, the way I normally tell is I push my surround button on my sound blaster, and then I push the button and I'll watch the number change, and then I kind of just memorized what the numbers are to help me figure out what mode I'm on. Okay. You can change recording settings, and this is, again, it's not something that I need to do. And then in settings, there really isn't anything. So there's a lot of options. I do feel like I said, it needs to add a sync button. I also feel like they need to have a software update so that so what I would like to see them do is come in here and under, like here, right? I want to see 3 different button colors. So I want to set one for action adventure to red, Apex Legends to blue, and effects off to whatever other color, right? Pink or whatever, doesn't matter. But that's how I would like them to implement this. They need to be able to tell you whether you're turning scout mode on and off by having it change colors on the Sound Blast, the GC7 itself. Because there really is no way to tell what mode you're on PS5, okay? Other than just kind of guessing. The unit itself does have kind of an indication if you're on just headphone mode. The X5 button kind of shows up. And if it's in scout mode, it won't turn on. The X5 button won't show up. But other than that, I don't like that. They need to change that. As far as the X5, Super X5, oh man, I would not buy this unit for Super XFi. That is a separate app. It does take a little bit of setting up on your phone first. You have to set it up on your phone first, and then maybe this device will show up in the Super XFi. It's not gonna let me. It's gonna tell me I need to close one of these to open the other. Oh, there, it finally opened. Okay, so here's the Super XFi. Or not. Let me close this. And I'll see if I can open this in full screen. To me, the Super XFi mode is way too process sounding. It just does not sound good on my headset. Maybe it'll sound better on a different headset, I don't know. But for me, it's a complete wash and not usable. I don't use it. It sounds like garbage. There's way too much processing in it, and I prefer just to use it as a DAC/amp. But basically the way it works is you have to take your phone and you take pictures of your ears and your face, and then it creates a custom profile for you, okay? From there, you select your headphones. So they have quite a few different headphones you can choose from. These are the only ones that are actually Super XFi certified, and they're all from Creative, with the exception of these two from E-MU. I don't know who that is, but those two are there. So if you have anything from Creative, you're probably going to have a better experience because they have the Super XFi certification, but they have a couple from AKG. They have them from Apple for some reason. I don't know why they would have them from Apple. They make horrible headphones with the exception of their AirPods. They have Audio Technicas. They have one Bang & Olufsen, a couple of Beyerdynamics, a couple Bose, a couple Hi-Fi Man, one Jaybird, a couple JVC, one Koss, one Marshall. They have several from Massdrop. They have the HD6XX and the Sennheiser PC37X. So if you have that one, that's a good one to use. Hopefully they'll update this and they'll add like the PC38X and maybe the 58X. They have a Master and Dynamic, Onkyo, Oppo, Philips, Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, which I don't even know how you use because I guess you use it on your phone for that. And then they have Sennheiser. They have a couple. They have the Momentum, the 800, 650, 598, 569, and the 280. I have mine set to the 598 because that's the closest I can come to having a profile for my headset. And it works pretty good rather than just selecting unknown headphone, right? And then they have a couple from Shure, one from Skullcandy, a couple from Sony, Venture Electronics, and V-Moda. Okay, you can't change the equalizer. I think it's set on flat right now because that's the way it's set. I just changed it to Super XFi, so that's weird that it didn't change the EQ. I would have thought it would have. Scout mode is also not scout mode, battle mode, Super XFi battle mode. Scout mode I really actually like, and it does boost a lot of the acoustic noises for games. But you know, it says require activation. I've already done that. I don't know why. But anyway, that's that. I think this is for me, it's a waste of time. I don't like the Super XFi stuff. It's way too processed and crappy sounding. But yeah, the review is coming. I'm going to be getting the review here, but I do want to go over a few things a little more thoroughly for testing wise, because I haven't got to test it all yet, but I'm working on it. So keep looking for that, guys. I just wanted to push this out so that you guys could look at the app. The app's very powerful. It does work for different devices as well. I know it works for the X3. I think it works for the G6 as well, although I never did use it for the G6. Mostly because I only had that unit for less than a week probably before I sent it back. So if you're asking for me to do a comparison, I can't really do a comparison because I no longer have the G6. because the only way I was able to really get the GC7 was to send the money or send it back to get the money to afford the GC7. So that's kind of how that worked. But that's gonna be about it. Like I said, you can change a few things, recording settings. Real quick, you can change. So say you're using Discord and you want to be able to change the volume with the game and the voice volume. As long as you have it set up correctly on your PC, you should be able to do that just fine. But you need to go into your sound settings, make sure the speakers are set to the default device, and make sure the headset right here, Sound Blaster headset, is set for the default communication device. And then from there, turning the dial will change the sound profile to make either the game louder or the chat louder. So that's how that works. That works on PS4. It currently only works on PS5 if you have the little Astro adapter or an adapter that changes it from HDMI to optical out. That's the only way it'll work on PS5. PS4, if you have like a Pro or one that has an optical, as long as you run the optical in and set it up right, it'll work the same way. If you guys need to show me to show you how to do that, I can do that as well, but pretty simple. It does tell you how to do all this stuff on their website. So if you have any problems, just go to their website. It'll walk you through how to do it on there. There'll be an option to set up Super XFi as well as the game and voice chat. That's going to be about it for me, guys, on this one. Just a quick, well, it's not really quick. It's 20 minutes, but there's quite a few things in here you can go over. And like I said, if you are really into sound, you can customize this and tweak it to however you want, because you can go in here and just set custom profile and then hit this button. You can change the name, and then from there you can just click this and change any setting you want, and then you can swap back and forth between them, because I think you can even come into here and go to custom, so you can have custom 1, custom 2, custom 3. So that's how that works. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. Stay tuned for the review coming up soon. I might do some switching between different audio with just by switching it like this, because you can change it that way pretty easy, and maybe play some music so you guys can maybe hear the difference. I don't know, but that's gonna be it, guys. Like I said, if you like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what I can improve on and anything else you might want to know. And until the review, I will see you guys in the next one.